Welcome back once again, malt lovers. My name is Wade, and today we are doing another WTF, Wade's Top 5. These whiskies that we go through today, ones that you can actually find if you're new on your whiskey journey and want to dive in and not spend a great deal of money either. Of the 5 recognized Scottish whiskey regions, which whiskey do I think is the best representative for each of those regions? There are 5 whiskey regions that are recognized in Scotland. You have the Highlands region, Speyside region, Lowlands region, Islay, and Campbeltown. All right, starting with number 5, and the whiskey that I have chosen as the representative of the Speyside region style is the Balvenie 12 Double Wood. This one is 40% ABV. It comes in around about $120 in the Australian market at the moment. It is chill filtered, probably full of artificial coloring, and you're probably sitting there asking, why did I choose this whiskey? I think it's a really nice representation, very easily accessible whiskey from the Speyside region. And the whiskey that I have chosen to represent the Highlands style and flavor profile of whiskey is the Glendronach 12-year-old. This is a very easily accessible whiskey. It's in the realm of $110, $120 in the Australian market at the moment. It is 43% ABV and very easy to find. A good example of a sherried whiskey style that has a bit of the spiciness, some of those Christmas cake type notes, those typical flavors, and you should be able to find this very easily in most markets. On to region number 3 in today's WTF, and that is the Lowlands region. Now, this region has less distilleries than many of the others, but is currently going through a resurgence, and a lot of new distilleries are being opened in the Lowlands. And the whiskey that I think is probably one of the most familiar and represents the Lowlands very well is the Bladnoch 11-year-old. This whiskey comes in around $130 in the Australian market. It is 46.7% ABV. The regional representative for the Lowlands today is the Bladnoch 11-year-old. Second last region, and the smallest region by far in terms of active distilleries, and that is Campbeltown. Now, many of you probably already know which whiskey I'm going to suggest, and that is the Springbank 10-year-old. This is probably the quintessential representative for the Campbeltown region. It comes in 46% ABV, non-chill filtered, natural colored, traditionally produced floor maltings. This is whiskey in its purest sense, and some would argue the best representation of Scotch whiskey as a whole. It is extremely expensive now because of the demand, and it is very difficult to come by. So whilst it isn't as easy to find as the others, I do think it is the best representative for that region, hence why it's on my list today. And for context, if you can find this in the Australian market, be prepared to pay $250 for a bottle of the Springbank 10. And that brings us to the final region today, which is absolutely my favorite, and the whiskies that come out of this region are the ones that made me fall in love with single malt whiskey, and that is Islay. And Islay is traditionally known for peated and smoky and earthy medicinal whiskies. So if you've seen any of the videos on my channel in the past, you will be very aware that I am a massive Laphroaig fan, and I would be doing a disservice if I didn't choose Laphroaig 10 as the regional representative on today's WTF list. This one is around about $100 in the Australian market. It is 40% ABV. It is chill filtered and it is colored, but there's a soft spot and a sweet spot in my heart for Laphroaig. And if you want a classic example of what Islay whiskey has to offer, you don't need to look much further than a Laphroaig. So that's my list. What would you have chosen? I'm interested to see what kind of conversation this one stirs up. I know that many of you might have different opinions of some of the lower spec whiskies that I've put on the list today, but I'd love to hear from you guys. If you have alternatives on your list, please put them down in the comments under this video. Let me know what you would choose. While you're there, make sure that you click like and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any suggestions for a WTF list that you would like me to do next, also put that in the comments. My name is Wade. I thank you guys for checking this one out. And until next time, why don't you check out this video I did recently? Cheers, guys.